Good morning viewers, welcome to the digital class. In the previous session, we worked with the reading text My Childhood, which was an extract from the Wings of Fire written by our former President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. We all know that Dr. Kalam was born on October 15th, 1931 in the island town of Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu. Although Jainalabdin, his father, was not much educated, he was honest and wise, and Ashiamma, his mother, was very kind and good. Kalam inherited the qualities of both his father and his mother, and moreover, he helped his brother Shamsuddin in bringing the newspapers which were thrown out of the moving train. When Kalam was young, he had very close friends, Ramanatha Shastri, Aravindan and Sivaprakashan. And Kalam and Ramanatha Shastri were very close friends. They used to sit together in their class. We know that Kalam's father and mother, they were engaged in the procession related to Sri Ramanavami in Rameshwaram. They arranged boats to carry the idols of Rama and Sita to Ramatirtha for Sita Rama Kalyanam. And we can see young Kalam taking part in the procession. And in school days, Kalam and Ramanatha Shastri were very close friends. They used to sit together in the front row. One day, something unusual happened. A new teacher came to the class and saw Kalam sitting beside Ramanatha Shastri, who was the son of the head priest Lakshmana Shastri. And the teacher could not digest this. He immediately ordered Kalam to go to the last row. Kalam was very sad. So was Ramanatha Shastri. On the very day, both Kalam and Ramanatha Shastri explained the incident to their parents. The next day, Lakshmana Shastri called for the teacher and asked for explanation. And he was very angry with the teacher because he showed something should not happen in the class. And Lakshmana Shastri told the teacher that he should either quit the job or say sorry to Kalam. And the teacher was very sad and he said, "Sorry Kalam, I did wrong." And that day onwards, Kalam and Ramanatha Shastri sat in the front row as they did earlier. And physics was Kalam's favorite subject, and Kalam liked his physics teacher Sivasubramanya Iyer. And one day Sivasubramanya Iyer took Kalam to the seaside, where Kalam observed aerodynamics, and he observed how the birds were able to fly. And the teacher was very happy with Kalam. On the weekend, Sivasubramanya Iyer invited Kalam for meals. Sivasubramanyam's wife, who was very orthodox, was horrified on seeing a Muslim boy with her husband. She did not come out of the kitchen, but Mr. Iyer served food to Kalam, and his wife had been observing Kalam. On the next weekend, Kalam was again invited for meal. This time, his teacher's wife, she sat beside Kalam and she served food with love and affection. These are a few incidents that tell us about Kalam's childhood days. And we know after India got independence, Kalam was able to continue his studies and he worked in very high position, and we know Kalam served his duty as the president of our country. That is the gist of the reading text. In today's session, we are going to work with a discourse construction, letter writing. Before that, here are the objectives of the session. The objectives of the session are: the children will be able to get the gist of the text My Childhood. They will attempt discourse construction, letter writing. They identify the types of letters, formal letters and informal letters. They come to know the differences between the two types of letters in terms of layout and language. They take up the discourse construction, writing a letter. They edit their products collaboratively and they compare their products with that of the teacher. A letter is a purposeful activity, and while writing the letter we have to consider to whom we are writing and why are we writing. That tells us the purpose of writing a letter. Here are the components of the letter: sender's location, date, salutations, which means greetings, and body of the letter has three components: introduction, description and conclusion, and which is followed by subscription, is nothing but courteous leave taking. Broadly speaking, there are two types of letters: informal letters and formal letters. Although they do not differ too much in terms of layout, they differ a lot in terms of language and style. So, formal letters can be said as the letters written to officials. They may be applications, complaints or reports, professional letters and business letters. And informal letters are the letters written to parents, relatives, family members and friends. These two types of letters do not differ much as far as the layout is concerned, but the language we use is different. Conventionally, we have been following the indent format, in which the paragraphs have been indented towards the right side and the sender's location and date were on the right side. In modern letter writing, block format is observed, which is free from punctuation, and indenting is right. It is quite common. As far as letter writing is concerned, the layout or formatting is not much important, but the language we use is very important. Here are a few differences between informal letters and formal letters. In informal letters, we express our personal feelings and we use informal language, whereas in formal letters we have to use polite language. And contractions like don't, doesn't, hasn't are allowed in informal letters, whereas we are not supposed to use contractions in formal letters. Instead of don't, we have to write do not, and instead of hasn't, we have to write has not. We may use phrasal verbs and idioms in informal letters, but not in formal letters. Here is the format of the informal letter. You can see sender's location on the right top corner, followed by the date and salutations. In informal letter, we can use salutations like dear father, dear mother, dear Ravi or dear Pawan, which is very quite common. And in the body of the letter, we have three components. Introduction presents the purpose, why are we writing the letter, and description gives all the details, and conclusion tells us what to be done, which is followed by subscription. In informal letters, the common subscriptions are yours loving friend, yours loving son or daughter, or yours affectionately, which is followed by the name of the writer. Here is the format of the formal letter. Just like informal letter, sender's location is on the right top corner, followed by date, and immediately to the left we present to address, means to whom are we writing the letter, followed by salutations. The common salutations we use in formal letter are sir or dear sir, or madam or dear madam. But the subject line is very important in the formal letter, which tells us about the letter. Simply speaking, subject line gives the gist of the letter. Just like informal letter, in formal letter also The body of the letter comprises three components: introduction, description and conclusion, which is followed by subscription. The very common subscriptions we use in formal letter are yours sincerely or yours faithfully, which is followed by the name of the writer of the letter. In salutations for informal letter, it may be dear father or dear mother, dear brother or sister, whereas in formal letters sir or ma'am. Here are a few examples of the beginning of the letter. How to begin an informal letter and how to begin a formal letter. We can begin the informal letter like, I am preparing well for the examinations, or I am sure you are busy with the work, or I hope you are doing well, would you do me a favor. You can see language is very informal, and here we have some scope to express our personal feelings, whereas in formal letter I am writing this too, or with reference to the advertisement in the Hindu dated so and so, I offer myself as a candidate. This is the beginning of an application. So, I shall be very obliged to you if you send so. If we observe the language both of these letters, we can see in informal letter we are very free to use our language, whereas in formal letter we have to follow some conventions. The body of the letter gives the description of the letter. In the body of the letter we present the details relevant, how and why, and we have to organize the ideas logically, and the description should lead to the conclusion, and in the conclusion part always makes a suggestion. It tells us what to be done and it gives a summary of the letter. Here is a letter given in your textbook. It is written by Mr. Moses from America, and Mr. Moses is writing a letter to his friend Ravi. Please go to your textbook page number 218 as well as 219 and read the letter carefully and pay attention to the layout, punctuation and language. Now it is the time for individual work, and while working individually you have to focus on the layout and format, and you have to select the language, and we have to organize the ideas in the proper sequence. Here is a task for group 1. Imagine yourself as Ravi and give a reply, and writing a formal letter is a task for group 2. We all know that Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was our president and was the best teacher and inspired thousands of Indian young people. Write a letter to the editor of a newspaper expressing your views, and you may use the following hints. Dr. Kalam as a symbol of national integrity, his success as the director of the DRDO and as the president of our country, his life as a teacher, and need to celebrate his birthday as the World Students Day. Now work individually and do the task assigned. I hope you have completed your individual work. Now it is the time for collaborative work. While working in groups, pay attention to the layout, salutations, organization of the ideas, conclusion and subscription. I hope you have completed your group work.
I am Jay Krishna, 10th English Medium, ZPHS Manikonda. Dear Moses, I am very glad to know that you are visiting our country. I would be glad to accompany you. You can know many things about our people, our costumes of festivals, and art and culture. I hope you would enjoy your trip to India. Convey my greetings in your family. Yours loving Ravi.
I am Shravani, 10th English Medium, ZPHS Marikonda. Sir, through your esteemed column, I would like to suggestion regarding our former President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. We all know that Dr. Kalam was born in October 15, 1931 in the island town Rameshwaram. He is the symbol of science and national integrity. He worked in the director of DRDO and brought name and fame for our country. He was the best and the most successful president of our country. Moreover, he was the favorite teacher of many young Indians. His sudden demise on 27 July 2015 at IIM Shillong should everyone. It is high time to has to remember our great president. In the light of this, I am able to draw the attention to this so that the birthday for our great president may be celebrated as World Students' Day. Yours in
Now it's the time for editing. In classroom editing, we select one group product for editing and we will have to see whether or not the layout is correct and indenting is correct. It may be block format or indent format. I mean to say the paragraphs may be indented towards the right or may not be indented, but the layout is very important. And salutation and subscription, language used, organizing the ideas logically in the description, and punctuation, spelling, agreement features, person, number and gender features, and we will have to see for any missing words or extra words, and we have to see the word order in the sentences. Let us watch the video. Let us take up the process of editing. If you see the place, is it okay?
Okay.
Right, and place is followed by a comma and date. See the format of date, it begins with the month, date and year. And the chief editor, is it okay?
Okay.
Yeah, preferably it should be the capital one. Okay, there is a problem with punctuation. And Hindu, yeah, because it is the heading of, it is the name of a newspaper, so H must be capital, here problem. And Chennai, and this you have to put a full stop, understand? Right, sir, okay?
Okay.
And generally in a formal letter, it is common tendency for us to have the subject line, understand? Subject line tells us the purpose of writing the formal letter, okay? Right. Through your esteemed column, I would like to make a suggestion regarding our former president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Okay?
Okay.
Introduction is good. We all know that Dr. Kalam was born in October. Yeah, so there is a problem with grammar. So, generally for dates and dates we use on. On October 15, 1931, in the island town Rameshwaram. He the symbol of? Here, what is missing? There is no verb.
Is
Okay, so he was the symbol of science and national integrity. He worked in the directory of DRDO and brought name and fame for our country. Is it for our country or to our country? Okay, no problem. He was the best and the most successful president of our country. Okay, moreover, Here M must be capital. Again we have problem with punctuation. Moreover, he was the favorite. Again there is a problem with spelling. F-A-V-O-U-R-I-T-E. Favorite teacher of many young Indians. Again India, I must be capital. Okay, problem with punctuation. His sudden demise on 27th July 2015 at IIM Shillong should everyone or shook everyone? So everyone was shocked. So otherwise you can say shocked everyone. That's good. Shillong shocked everyone. So problem with vocabulary, wrong word is used here. It is high time for us. So again there is a problem with grammar. For us, not as, again us. So problem with vocabulary. To remember our great president. In the light of this, I appeal to you. So one word is missing. I appeal to you to draw the attention to this so that the birthday of our great president may be celebrated. Again problem with vocabulary as well as grammar. Celebrated as World Students Day. So apostrophe should come out. So this is a problem with, right. And yours sincerely, Shravani. Now you can have a glance at the teacher's version and compare your product with that of the teacher. Dear children, in this session we have worked with letter writing. We have come to know how to work with an informal letter as well as a formal letter. Here we are going to discuss the distribution of marks in the public examination for letter writing. Use of appropriate format or layout carries 2 marks. Use of appropriate language carries 2 marks. Expressing relevant ideas in the proper sequence carries 2 marks. Well-formedness of the sentences means tense, aspect, PNG features, word order, agreement features, which carries 2 marks. Cohesion and the use of linkers, which carries 1 mark, and conventions of writing, I mean to say punctuation, carries 1 mark. Before calling it a day, here is a song about Dr. Kalam. It is a song written by Sri Vairamuthu to pay tribute to Dr. Kalam. தேசிய கொடியும் அசைந்து சொல்லும் கலாம் கலாம் சலாம் சலாம் தேசம் முழுக்க எழுந்து சொல்லும் கலாம் கலாம் சலாம் சலாம் தேசிய கொடியும் அசைந்து சொல்லும் கலாம் கலாம் சலாம் சலாம் தேசம் முழுக்க எழுந்து சொல்லும் கலாம் கலாம் சலாம் சலாம் कलाम कलाम सलाम सलाम कलाम कलाम सलाम सलाम கல்லும் முள்ளும் பொல்லும் சொல்லும் கலாம் கலாம் சலாம் சலாம் காலம் கடந்த காலமு சொல்லும் கலாம் கலாம் சலாம் சலாம் கலாம் கலாம் சலாம் சலாம் நேர்மை என்பது நெஞ்சு விளந்தல் நிச்சயம் நார்குமம் உண்டாகும் நார்குமம் நிறந்த உறவகுனாலே ஒருமை என்பது உருவாகும் ஒருமை மிகுந்த நாந்தில் தானே ஒருக்கம் என்பது உருவாக்கும் ஒருக்கங்காக்கும் நாந்த கடாலே உலக அமைந்தி நிலையாகும் வள்ளுவ போலே வாய்மவ குண்டே நல்லவ நீங்கள் என்பதனாலே கலாம் கலாம் சலாம் சலாம் கலாம் கலாம் சலாம் சலாம் தேசிய கொடியும் அசைந்து சொல்லும் கலாம் கலாம் சலாம் சலாம் தேசம் முழுக்க எழுந்து சொல்லும் கலாம் கலாம் சலாம் சலாம் தேசிய கொடியும் அசைந்து சொல்லும் கலாம் கலாம் சலாம் சலாம், தேசம் முழுக்க எழுந்து சொல்லும் கலாம் கலாம் சலாம் சலாம். கலாம் கலாம் சலாம் சலாம், கலாம் கலாம் சலாம் சலாம். பாதி பூதனும் பாதி காந்தியும் பாக்கிருந்து படைந்து நெய்யா, பாதி நியூட்டனும் பாதி ஐன்ஸ்டனும் கலந்து சேர்ந்து கையா, இந்திய நாடு விண்விலை மேலே எந்து வைத்தனும் போயா, நாளை இந்தியா வாழும் வாழுமே வல்ல ராசக ஐயா, தூங்கி காண்பது காண்வே அல்ல தூங்க விதாந்தே கனவு எறைய, கலாம் கலாம் சலாம் சலாம், தேசிய கொடியும் அசைந்து சொல்லும் கலாம் கலாம் சலாம் சலாம், தேசம் முழுக்க எழுந்து சொல்லும் கலாம் கலாம் சலாம் சலாம், தேசிய கொடியும் அசைந்து சொல்லும் கலாம் கலாம் சலாம் சலாம், தேசம் முழுக்க எழுந்து சொல்லும் கலாம் கலாம் சலாம் சலாம், கல்லும் முள்ளும் பொல்லும் சொல்லும் கலாம் கலாம் சலாம் சலாம், காலம் கடந்த காலம் சொல்லும் கலாம் கலாம் சலாம் சலாம். Dear children, in today's digital class, we have worked with the gist of the lesson My Childhood. We have worked with discourse construction, letter writing. We have taken up the task of writing a letter, formal letter as well as informal letter. We have worked individually and collaboratively. We have done classroom editing, and finally we have worked with teachers' work. We have made a comparison between our product with that of the teacher, and in the end we have worked with a wonderful song about Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. That's all for us today. Have a nice day.
తెలంగాణ మరియు ఆంధ్ర